welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then hi, my name is Erica, and today I'm going to be talking about something a little different. I'm not going to say this is a true crime case because I don't know for sure, but it is something on the internet that is concerning to many people, myself included, and I just realized I forgot to bring my iPad, so at some point during this video I'm going to have to head up and get it, but not right now. But this video is about an autistic woman named Harley Fleischmann. Now, Harley is 26 years old, and she is from Toronto, Canada, and she had a YouTube talk show. And when I say a YouTube talk show, like, it wasn't just YouTube. Like, Harley was on shows like Stephen Colbert's show because she was so popular, and her channel had a lot of views and subscribers. But then in 2019 she stopped posting on social media. Now, the circumstances surrounding why she stopped posting are what really concerns a lot of people. And this is when I have to get my iPad so I can read. 1 minute. Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention is Harley is non-speaking, so she uses like an iPad to type out her words, but there's some questions regarding that which I will get into a little bit later, but for now I'm gonna be reading some screenshots that I could get. Back in about 2019, Harley posted on Facebook that her father's boyfriend has aided her. And in response to that, her father wrote, "Harley, I'm sure he was not intending to make you uncomfortable. He thought he was hugging you, and I'm sure would apologize if given the chance. Let's discuss." Which, I mean, the circumstances of what Harley said was that he was like laying on top of her, which that's not really a way that I hug people. I don't know. To me, that's just very bizarre that he would do that and then say like, "Oh no, I was just trying to hug you." Like that just doesn't sit right with me. Okay, so now I'm gonna read the post that Harley wrote. Many of you may have noticed that I have not been on social media for the past months. I told my father about an incident that affected my life regarding his boyfriend. After I told my father what his boyfriend did to me, my life changed drastically. My staff started whispering and talking about me as if I was lying or not telling the truth. My father kept on sweeping my statements under the rug. I proceeded to shut down when I should have stood up. The truth is that on a couple of occasions, my father's boyfriend laid on top of me and proceeded to press his genitalia against my behind, rubbing it in an inappropriate motion that made me feel uncomfortable. I realized I should not be treated as the villain. I was a victim. His action should never have happened. I was stunned and shocked and did not react. And that is not my fault. He should never have done it to me in the first place. And this is not the first time I've been assaulted. It will probably not be the last. The thing that hurt me the most was my father's reaction not to believe his own daughter. Instead, he took the opportunity to make me feel alone and made me question myself. My birthday mission is to make sure that I stand up for myself and not be afraid of doing the right thing. And then she puts hashtag me too, hashtag never again, hashtag domestic assault, hashtag standing up for myself, hashtag I'm the victim. Okay, so as you can tell from that statement, the allegations are pretty serious if they're true. And I believe that they are true, but just so I don't get sued, I have to say they're allegations. But then later on, Carly wrote, I took down my old post because people were threatening my family's life. They put my address online, and that made me unsafe. I have started working on making my life a safer place. My parents have heard my voice, and they will listen to words to keep me safe. Thank you for believing my words. I am safe. Okay. But then, here's the part where it gets weird. Then, Harley's brother, Matthew, writes a post and claims that the original post where Harley alleged that she was essayed by her father's boyfriend, her brother says that Harley's account was hacked and that post was made by a hacker, so that the allegations are not true and it was just a hacker. But yeah, Harley has not posted on social media since 2019, since that whole situation went down, which makes a lot of people fear for her safety. Now, some other concerning things are that her father, Arthur, made her undergo ABA therapy, which many autistic people who've been subjected to it say it's abusive because it uses a lot of negative reinforcement, and also it attempts to eradicate a lot of autistic behaviors that just come naturally to people. And Harley also went underwent electroshock therapy because apparently the ABA gave or triggered OCD in her, so she underwent electroshock therapy to, I guess, mitigate the effects of her OCD, and allegedly, at least her father alleged that the electroshock therapy caused brain damage. Now, we don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he alleged, and a few posts on Facebook around that time that Carly made didn't really make sense. Like, there were a bunch of jumbled up words that just didn't make sense, so maybe it's because she had brain damage, or maybe something else was going on. I don't know. But yeah, so her last post was written, when I say last post, this is the last post that was believed to be definitely from Carly and nobody else. So there were posts on her account after this time, but it might have been from a hacker, it might have been from her father, we don't know. But her last post was written on May 30th, 2018. And it hasn't gotten much media coverage, which is why I want to talk about it, because even if, and hopefully Carly is safe, but why aren't more people talking about this? Because here's the thing, if we're not seeing Carly on camera, like, are we really gonna trust these posts? Because I mean, really, anybody can write a post on Facebook and say, oh yeah, this is me. But I feel like it would make a lot of people feel better if she was on camera. And I mean, if Carly doesn't want to be on social media anymore, if she's done with social media, that is perfectly fine. But the whole situation is just weird. Like, the whole saying she was SA'd, and then her father saying no, it was a hug, but then also like a few days later being like, oh no, that was a hacker. But then why did you write to that hacker that it was a hug? And then to just drop off social media, to not post on your YouTube channel that has over 100,000 subscribers, where she's interviewed celebrities like Channing Tatum and Grace Helbig and Whitney Cummings. Like, it's weird to just stop posting altogether and not really say anything about it. And that's why a lot of people are worried, because they're not sure if she's okay. They're not sure if she's the one writing these posts. They're not sure if she's off social media because that's what she wants, or if it's because people are not allowing her to go on social media. And one of the things I read on Reddit, which I'm not sure where I stand with this, but someone said that in all of Carly's YouTube videos, so like I said earlier, she uses an iPad to communicate, and she types on that iPad. But in all of her videos, she's not typing, and her iPad is just playing a pre-written script. So like basically, she wrote this ahead of time, and she's just playing it on her iPad instead of typing it out.
You are my idol. You are my inspiration. And according to Jerry Seinfeld's wife, you're banned from wearing a dress at their house. Laugh out loud. Because of all these things, I have one important question to ask you. Will you be my BFF?
So many people are wondering if Harley actually wrote what she's saying in her videos, since they don't see her typing it out. But I don't know where I stand with that, because a lot of people, especially if they have anxiety or something, they may want to write it out before hand in case like something comes up and they're unable to communicate her thoughts. So to be fair, it might be because of that. So I don't know if that's really a cause for concern. Okay, so now I'm at the point in the video where I'm going to be discussing theories and my own thoughts on this. So there are a few major theories that people seem to believe, and the first one being that Harley is no longer alive, which is something I don't subscribe to. I think probably the main reason I don't subscribe to it, besides not wanting to believe that could be true, is that I feel like people who live near her in real life would probably notice that she's not around. I mean, of course, I don't know the situation, because it could be that she was inside mostly before this all went on, and in that case, maybe neighbors would have no idea if someone was missing. But I would just hope that if she was no longer around, that neighbors would be concerned and would be like, hey, there was this woman here and now she's not. But then again, I guess the family could explain it in some way, like maybe she moved or something. And the second theory is that she moved and she is with other family members because she wasn't safe in this situation she's in. But in that case, why would she not be online? I mean, maybe she doesn't want to be, or maybe she doesn't have access to the internet. But I mean, that's just why I don't believe that, is because why would she not be online? The third theory is that her father is not allowing her to be online, which is what I believe, because maybe he doesn't want things to get out in the public, so he's not allowing her to have access to the internet, which is extremely sad. And the fourth theory is that since her brain was damaged from the electroshock therapy, she can no longer communicate in the way that he did, so she's not really able to be on the internet anymore. But yeah, the whole situation is very up upsetting, and it's very upsetting that the mainstream news has not covered it, especially since Harley is a public figure. Like, she's been on mainstream talk shows, so why aren't more people talking about this? And I think that comes down to ableism, because she is autistic and she is non-speaking, so people assume that her parents know best for her, and that her not being seen or heard from is just that her parents are keeping her off of social media because it's not good for her. But I mean, she's 26 years old, so I think she can make decisions for herself. And yeah, that's about all I have for today. I'm not a true crime channel, so I'm sorry if this wasn't a great video. But I just wanted to make this video because I don't see a lot of other people talking about it, and I do think it is extremely concerning. Like, I would like to know if Harley is safe, even if she doesn't want to be on social media anymore, and that is fine. But I would just like to know that this is of her own volition, and that nothing else is going on here. So that is the end of this video. I will link my sources down below, just so you can do your own research and not just take my word for it. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned something, or if you care about Harley's story, please give this a big thumbs up. And if you have not already and you are interested in seeing more of my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.